Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Legendary Heroes Newage 46W Backdraft figure, which is of course a take on Generation 1 Artfire. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. So that means we can have a look at all of his accessories and how we can use them in each mode. We'll also again have a detailed look at him in each mode, see how he displays best. Of course, we'll do some comparisons and some display ideas with some other Newage figures that have been released pretty much obviously in the same toy line, but then of course we can do some comparisons with some Artfire figures as well, so some new ones to give you an idea of how big and how well he scales compared to the originals, and indeed funnily enough a Generation 1 original as well. So yeah, lots to get through with this video. So as I start to pop all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And I absolutely love Artfire, I really do. But before we go any further, I need to thank Shozy Store, which as you can see, after I purchased this, they sent it out to me nice, quickly, and indeed very safely. The box also is brilliant. It's a perfect homage to Generation 1. We've got the grid behind it, and of course there is the robot mode on the front with him packaged in his alternate mode. That is also very similar to the Japanese text for, I think, yeah, it was the Headmasters, in which Artfire was released. So not much more to show you on this. Of course there's no tech specs or anything like that, but we can see there him in robot mode with indeed his target masters. So let's open this guy up. I've already had it open and had a quick look at him because I'm just so intrigued by these crazily good little figures. So what we've got here is a huge set of instructions. This is borderline a poster. I mean, it is absolutely massive, which you can see there. And let's have a look. So we've got this little bag of accessories here. He's just inside a clamshell which isn't sellotaped down, so I can continue going and just take him out of there. Let me just move these very quickly out of the way. And the first thing that you notice with these, and I said this with Medic and Hawk as well, is that for a little figure they feel, you know, heavy because some of it is made from die cast, which is brilliant. So if we take him out of the bag, he's got the lovely QC Pass sticker there on his roof, and indeed you can tell straight away that this is die cast because it feels cold to the touch. So we've got the alternate mode here, which is of course a fire truck, which looks spectacular. You can also see there's more die cast in here and around and underneath. The only negative I think there is the fact that it's too see-through. It kind of looks like a face, you know, you've got two eyes there. I'm trying to think of the Japanese cartoon. Is it Tayo the bus or something like that? It kind of reminds me something a little bit like that. So if that was a little bit darker, it would be that bit better. But usually I love translucent plastic on it, but that's the only tiny negative, which, you know, isn't really worth riding home about. The ladder, it looks like, is going to completely, yep, it's going to cascade out. It's going to cascade out again, and indeed it's going to cascade out even more. So you can see how telescopic that is. That really is a huge, looks like it's a hose effect as well. I'm pretty sure, no, we haven't got it in this, but I'm pretty sure with the Inferno use of the mold there was like a water effect you could put at the end of that. But I'm going to fold this under just for now anyway. I think you may even be able to, no, that's probably for transformation. It'll fold there and it just fits. Again, with it being obviously a robot in disguise, it's exactly that. Look, you can't really tell where everything is. All you can see, as I say, there is just where they've, I suppose, glued or fixed the windscreen in. The accessories that we've got is his target master, of course. We've got a set of hands and indeed a nozzle. Right, let me cut into this a little bit easier. And I need to thank subscriber and channel member Pete, who comments, and you know you love it because he's pretty much an expert in these and he's been helping me out. And you can do the same thing with this, which I didn't know you could do with Hawk and Medic. What you can do is you can attach the fists and you can still transform him so he doesn't have to parts form at all. So what I'm going to do is I've got the nozzle here. I'm going to leave the open hands in there. I'm going to take the closed fists, which are these. These will just, of course, rotate off the sprue like so. And the arms I know are going to be in here, so we can lift this up. And I'm probably going to have to take it away ever so slightly just to prove what I'm saying. So I think that's going to be, that's not the right hand. Yes, it is. So this will then attach in here like so. And then as you can see, we can still close it up, and you can do that. So there's no parts forming at all once you've attached these, unless of course you wanted to change the hands yourself. But the good news is, as I say, you can pop that in there, and then you can, once you've transformed him, and you can still transform with the hands on. So I get a huge thanks to Pete for helping me and guiding me in the right direction with regards to that. So let's do a couple of size comparisons. Here is, funnily enough, Medic, the Newage, which is their newer version of, I'm going to refer to him of course as Ratchet because that's who it is. So in vehicle mode they are really sort of quite tiny. Here is robot mode Hawk, and as I said in their videos, it's crazy how they get something so big and detailed from this little guy here. With regards to a couple of other figures, that's a Magic Square Trailbreaker, and again this is a Newage Agamemnon. Just to give you an idea, I suppose, of height and indeed scale with regards to some standard figures, that is a deluxe Hasbro figure, so you can see how much smaller it is. It really is. It's, I don't think it's as small as what we class as core class now, but it'll be definitely as small as what we used to class, I say what Hasbro used to class as their Legends, which is exactly that. Right, I don't think, to be honest, there's much more to say about the alternate mode apart from just really nice touches. You can see all the wheels go round. There's some good stickers already put on here. The best thing about these, I like, you don't have to put any of your stickers on. So you haven't got to worry about them peeling off or being on the slant or sideways or whatever. And as I say, this feels nice and robust because some of it is made of die-cast metal. Right, this pretty much concludes looking at him in alternate mode. Let's quickly have a look at him in his robot. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's already in his robot mode. Apologies, no transformation process on this video. Couple of reasons. The main one is to keep the length of this video down, and the second is not to spoil it for people who don't want it spoiling for themselves. It is a very clever, very intricate and very satisfying transformation process. So anybody who's looking to purchase this one for themselves, if they want to experience that transformation, they can. Whereas if you want to see it, of course, it's your choice, and it is separately uploaded as a tutorial video because it really is exactly that. Nice and intricate, and look how much, in fact look how cleverly everything is all folded and tucked up away. It's so good. Everything's clipped over. There's no real gaps anywhere on this whatsoever. He just looks great. Now the interesting thing is, funnily enough, there's no actual transformation instructions for the Target Master, so I'm going to have a go at transforming him. I presume it's something like folding over at the waist there. There's the gun, perhaps folding these back somewhere like this, and I think perhaps turning these round at the legs. Not too sure, to be honest. They must tab in somewhere there, I would think, but it doesn't look like it. I'm not going to waste too much time on this because I think you get the general idea and the general gist that you can transform him into this mode and indeed use him as a Target Master. But to be honest, I don't think I will. I think I'll just use him like they've got there with another little individual robot. It does work, actually. It does look good. And again, if you, there's no real point putting the nozzle in there. You can if you wanted to, just in case somebody wanted to ask, but obviously you would put the nozzle in instead, like so. Again, very much like his Generation 1 original self. Now what we need to do is have a look at the articulation on this guy, because these figures are often referred to as mini masterpieces, and they're 100% correct because they are exactly that. Very clever, and that's due to, I suppose, how intricate the transformation process is and all the articulation points that are on this particular figure. So let's start off with showing you that the head, you can move it ever so slightly inside this here, but you can fully turn this all the way around if you wanted to. This also, the blaster on the top, sorry, the nozzle also moves up and down. The wings on the side move in and out. The shoulders go all the way out, all the way around. They swivel underneath. There's bicep flexion. There is, of course, wrist articulation because you've seen me just pop these on. There is waist swivel. There's as good as an ab crunch as well, to be honest, because you can move this around without it coming out to get him to bend over like so and look down, and indeed tilting back. The legs, the hips will go to the side, to the front. There's a knee bend, there's an ankle tilt and full rock. This guy is exactly that. He is a mini masterpiece and he looks absolutely beautiful. Again, the only slight negative, if I really wanted to pick fault at it, and this is only me being extra pedantic, is the front there. The rest of it is more I was going to say more than, I can't even think. It's just that good, to be honest. It's more than enough. That's the best way to word it. It's more than enough. We don't need anything else. He's just, I'm going to keep him in his robot mode, to be honest. He doesn't need to be in anything else. Right, let's just bring over just for a few more of the comparisons. So there is that. As I say, this is Magic Square's Trailbreaker, so he's a little bit bigger. I'm just going to pop this in just for now for the rest, because he doesn't look good without any hands. Here is Hawk, so he scales perfectly with him. I've still got Medic in alternate mode. You can see that he towers above that. Now, some people have told me this, that Newage seem to pay more attention to the robot mode, which I'm pretty sure, and you can see there that we've got to agree with that, to be honest. Let's bring in Agamemnon and Megatron. I'm quite happy, to be honest, that Megatron is bigger, because he's a leader, and he should be, even though his alternate mode is tiny. I completely think and agree that he should be exactly like that. Should be bigger. He should scale bigger. With regards to some of today's, shall we say, standard figures, or core class figures as they're now making them, anybody who hasn't seen this will probably laugh, to be honest. This is the new, as in brand new core class Grimlock figure. So you can see he's taller than him. And you can tell that he's got more articulation than him. This guy's a bit blockier, but again, it's one of them sayings, you get what you pay for. This guy's more, he's way better. This guy's cheaper, he's not as good. Let's move him out of the way and let's have a look at, right, so this would be classed as a newer Voyager figure, and funnily enough, it is Artfire. So let's pop him there. Let's move this out of the way. Let's bring in original G1 Artfire, which is still quite big, like so. And then funnily enough, older school, so older G1, older Artfire. This is an older Voyager class, which is much bigger. I haven't got the masterpiece. That's the only, I think, Artfire figure that I'm pretty much missing. And he looks really good compared to all these, especially as he's still bright white, whereas this one's faded. Even the new one's started to fade by the looks of it. I don't really think there's much more to say about this. I'm going to sign off on here. Maybe bring in Hawk, just because, again, he looks really good and next to them all with the right colour scheme. But there you go, guys. This was a look at Newage's Backdraft. And I'm pretty sure, again, that's a take on the 90s Fireman movie as well, which is a great little thing if it is. Anyway, as I said, there is Newage's Backdraft. Absolutely stunning and a great idea, a great addition to anybody's collection of these figures, even if you've got the mold before. Let's be honest, Artfire always was the best out of them all anyway. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.